conservation measures would you incorporate into Moscow besides the ones already listed in the paper?
I'm not certain what was listed in the paper. I was fortunate to be at the Water Summit yesterday. We had an excellent meeting. It was terrific. Had a really great keynote speaker. And we all know that we need to find an alternative source of water in our area, and we're working on it. We're moving forward with it. My idea of that is, how do we save water? Well, personally, you know, I have a sprinkler system at Nicole Baker, who is one of our experts. I plan on her helping me with some landscaping in my own yard, because she's an expert at it. I am not. How we do this, and we're doing a pretty good job of it. We're doing a good job of conserving. If you look at this over years, all the different landscaping places in this town, I mean, there's hundreds of them. When I go around and bang on doors and knock on doors and stuff, I see them all the time, and I very much admire them. And water being the precious resource that it is, we need to move forward with an alternative source of water so we don't have to worry about this in decades to come. And as the mayor, what I want to do is get that in place and get it moving. We've talked about it for a couple of decades. Let's get something going where we've got an alternative water supply and move forward with it, so that, and it's a process that's not going to happen in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. It's a process over time. Let's get it started now as we're going along, so whoever is the mayor 10 or 20 years from here, or 15 years from here, it's on a concrete plan and it's moving forward. We get it accomplished, not something where we always kick the can down the road. Thank you for the question.
This one is for the entire panel, and it's another water question. Name one thing you would do to improve water conservation in Moscow, either by the city or by requiring, I think it's lawn owners to do. And we'll start at the other end. Linda? One thing.
Only one, Louise, eh? Thank you. I think the one thing that I would suggest is making sure that more of our yards are xeriscaped. That's my one thing.
I think the one thing, and probably going to irritate lots of people, is a more progressive water rate. There's nothing like water rates that make you want to shut the water down. So I think we could do more with that.
Yscape, I love it. There's two people in our area. I mentioned it last night when I spoke at the Water Summit. Maureen Reagan, who is one of them, and Nicole Baker. These women are really, really good at what they do, and they know how to do it. And if you ever want to see land and parcels of 2 lots, go to Donna and Maureen Reagan's place up on Indian Hills. They've done an absolute wonderful job. I just envy that. So Yscaping, in my view, is the best way to go. That's the direction I'm going to go, and I don't really know how to do it. So that's how you figure out who can teach you that. And so I'm learning. It's a process, yes. My mom was a librarian, and I was an old farm boy, but I get it, and we're working forward on it, and this is something I'm going to do for myself. But Yscaping is going to grow, and it's going to continue to grow. You had a good idea too, and still.
Okay, having lived through the last year of the Terusio household life, we converted 800 square feet of our front yard to the very, very beginnings. I mean, just the beginnings of xeriscape. I'm not sure that we have a good and a fit community, but that's a lot of work and a lot of shoveling and a lot of manual labor. And it's expensive. I think in the long run it's less expensive water-wise. If I had to just choose one, I would say xeriscape in small print, and then I would also entertain the idea of water rates that would maybe make it a little less comfortable, maybe make it a little bit more of an option to consider xeriscaping or having a smaller green area in your yard.
How many of you are aware that the University of Idaho is working on a project to convert wastewater to drinking water? Several people. Do you know that they're in for a $1 million prize to discover how to do that? that would be my one thing. Let's convert our sewer plant into where it turns it into drinking water and puts it back out into the community. And then we will see if y'all would like to drink it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's a yuck factor in there somewhere. But this is being done in a couple of places in the country. And if, and just to keep from doing Wisescape like these guys are doing, I thought I'd go with wastewater to drinking water. David Hall loves it back there.
Oh my. I'm kind of along the same lines as Rob was, to maybe increase the number of tiers we have in the water billing system. Currently we have 3, and it goes up pretty steep at 3, but I think perhaps a more graduated system would put the onus upon the water user to pay for that which they're using. Let the owner decide what best suits them, be it zero escaping, be it water reduction devices, low flow toilets, whatever within their house. I wouldn't go so far as to say that talking a teenager out of a half-hour shower is necessarily going to work, but that would be up to each household. So I'd like to see a more graduated system of billing to try to slow down the use.